Hi, it's Bill Stein again. Pandemic's still going on. We're here in Ruth Wittenberg Triangle. They actually call it a triangle because it is a triangle. This is Greenwich Avenue, 6th Avenue is behind me, and Christopher Street. Who was Ruth Wittenberg? She was an activist in the village. She spent 40 years on the community board, and her husband helped preserve the Jefferson Market Library. All right? And she also marched in the 60s with Martin Luther King down south. You notice my haircut? My wife went on YouTube and she learned how to cut hair. First time, so we got to cut her a break. I think I still need a little more hair gel, but that's another situation. If you look over here, that's 8th Street. When back in the late 70s, my wife and I used to date, we used to come to 8th Street because back then there were 2 movie theaters, bookstores, coffee houses, little restaurants. One of our favorite hangouts where Dunkin' Donuts is now, they used to be the bagel buffet. To hang out there, some bagels, muffins, coffee. Also, if you go a little ways down, is Bigelow's Pharmacy, the oldest pharmacy in America. It opened up in 1838 by a man named Hunter. 1880, Charles Bigelow bought it and named it after himself. In 1938, this man named Greenberg bought it, and his grandson Ira Greenberg owns and runs Bigelow's now. It's one of the few interior landmark buildings in New York. And along the right side, years ago, these have a lunch counter. They tore out in 1984. All right. Also along 6th Avenue years ago, they had elevated trains. They tore the train tracks down in 1938. In 1940, the 6th Avenue subway opened up underground in 6th Avenue. They became obsolete. They didn't need the train tracks anymore. Behind me here is one of the most beautiful buildings in America. When it opened up in 1877, it was considered one of the most beautiful buildings in America, the Jefferson Market Courthouse. The architecture is called High Victorian Gothic. 1927, it was the first courthouse in America to have night courts. Coincidentally, 1927, the Vice Squad busted Mae West in her show Sex. It was on Broadway. They brought her to the courthouse for a trial. Then they put her in a women's prison up in Ward's Island. But speaking of women's prison, where the garden is now, used to be the women's house of detention. It opened up in the early 1930s. It was torn down in 1971. It was a big hulky building, 11 stories high, but the architecture was Art Deco. It was the only Art Deco prison in the world, but it wasn't Art Deco like the Chrysler building. If you walk by here when it was up, women used to yell out from the window to the streets and yell up to their loved ones. But so finally they tore it down. When they tore it down, they built these beautiful gardens here, the Jefferson Market Gardens. All right? Now it's time for a letter that was sent to me just recently. It's sort of apropos what's going on. Dear Mr. Stein, I just want you to know, dear Mr. Stein, he didn't say yo Phil or yo Mr. Stein. So right away I take this letter seriously. Dear Mr. Stein, I'm writing to you because I feel you're a kindred spirit. I've watched all your videos and find them funny and informative. More than once you mention apple cider vinegar. Every major drug company knows the truth I'm about to reveal, but they hide it from us. If the American people knew the truth, these companies would lose billions of dollars. The truth is, apple cider vinegar suppresses the coronavirus. Who am I and how do I know? I cannot divulge my name or my address for the fear of retaliation from Big Pharma. I did my own scientific research to back up my claim. Every day since the pandemic began, my wife and 2 teenage sons take a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar before every meal. And because of that, none of us came down with the virus. The world should know of this if we're going to get back to normal. Like our president says, what do we got to lose? What do we got to lose? Nice letter, but I really can't make any comment on the letter. But the mainstream media is not reporting this. That's all I'm going to say. All right, and now for my new haiku. It's all I've been waiting for. The sun warms my face. There is more to life than Trump. Wow, what's on TV? That's poetry. Good poetry. All right, time to go. Let me get the mask back on. So until next time, I'll see you in the hood.